Discussions about China's Dongfeng 27 hypersonic missile have recently surged again on the internet. Photos of a large transport erector launcher, TEL, covered in camouflage netting and mounted on a heavy 6-axle chassis have circulated on social media platforms like Weibo. Observers believe this relates to China's rumored long-range DF-27 hypersonic project. These images, captured during missile redeployment, show the launcher concealed under a camouflage net. The missile has drawn significant attention for its purported range of 5,000 to 8,000 kilometers. Dubbed a mysterious new missile system, this equipment has sparked endless speculation among military enthusiasts online. Images circulating on social media reveal a large missile system mounted on a 12-wheel transport erector launcher vehicle, entirely covered in camouflage netting. The use of this netting not only adds to the system's mystique, but also suggests it may be a new piece of equipment currently undergoing deployment or testing. Military Observer magazine directly links this missile to the legendary DF-27, suggesting it may be specifically designed to sink Western aircraft carrier strike groups across oceans. Judging by its appearance, the launch vehicle appears larger than that of the DF-26, potentially indicating extended range and greater payload capacity. Online consensus suggests the DF-27's range falls between 5,000 and 8,000 kilometers, precisely filling the firepower gap between the PLA rocket Force's medium to long-range DF-26 ballistic missiles and intercontinental ballistic missiles. According to the U.S. Department of Defense's annual report to Congress on China's military power for 2023, the DF-27's performance test data is remarkably impressive. The report indicates the missile once traveled 2,100 kilometers in 12 minutes, achieving an average speed of 8.6 Mach. Its terminal sprint speed reaches a staggering 15-20 Mach, firmly establishing it as a true hypersonic weapon. In terms of range, the DF-27's 5,000-8,000 kilometers capability transcends mere geographical figures. This specification means that, when launched from China's eastern coastal regions, the missile can easily target strategic locations like Guam, Hawaii, and even Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean. Consequently, U.S. aircraft carrier strike groups operating within the Third Island chain, far from mainland China, no longer enjoy absolute security. Experts suggest that the 5,000-8,000 kilometers range estimate is likely a rough projection based on model specifications. Technical analysis and simulation calculations indicate the missile's actual range could exceed 8,000 kilometers, making it a bona fide intercontinental ballistic missile. What exactly is the DF-27? In short, it is the newest member of China's Dongfeng missile family, classified as a boost-glide hypersonic weapon. After launch, it ascends vertically like a conventional ballistic missile. Upon reaching a certain altitude, the warhead separates and enters a glide phase. This glide vehicle doesn't fly in a straight line, but maneuvers at speeds exceeding Mach 10 near the edge of the atmosphere, tracing an S-shaped trajectory while hovering at altitudes of several tens of kilometers. It neither flies as high as traditional ICBMs nor as low as cruise missiles, precisely exploiting the detection and interception blind spots of existing missile defense systems. Existing U.S. missile defense systems, such as the Standard 3 and THAAD, primarily focus on mid-course high-altitude interception. They are largely ineffective against warheads skimming the edge of the atmosphere. A report explicitly states that the DF-27 has a high probability of penetrating U.S. ballistic missile defense systems. In plain terms, it cannot be intercepted. From a technological lineage perspective, the DF-27 likely involves retrofitting the DF-26 missile body with a glide vehicle warhead similar to the DF-17's technology, achieving dual breakthroughs in range and penetration capability. This design philosophy reflects China's pragmatic and efficient development path in the field of hypersonic weapons. Why is the DF-27's anti-carrier capability emphasized? Because it inherits and amplifies the DF-26's anti-ship capabilities. With a range of approximately 4,000 kilometers, the DF-26 already prevents U.S. carriers from venturing near the First Island chain, while the DF-27 extends the strike radius directly to the Third Island chain. The core of a U.S. carrier strike group is its 100,000-ton nuclear-powered carrier. A precise hit to the deck or hull would instantly cripple the group's air operations, causing it to collapse. The DF-27's hypersonic glide vehicle achieves extreme terminal speeds and can dynamically adjust its trajectory to lock onto moving targets. This means even carriers fleeing at speeds exceeding 30 knots would struggle to evade detection. The U.S. Navy itself acknowledges that its current Aegis systems perform adequately against conventional ballistic missiles, but face severe limitations against hypersonic glide vehicles. The intercept window is too narrow, with reaction times potentially measured in mere seconds. Consequently, the U.S. military has recently begun discussing the possibility of deploying land-based Patriot PAC-3 missiles aboard ships to add an additional layer of terminal defense. However, industry insiders recognize this as little more than a psychological deterrent. However, the DF-27's formidable capabilities are not without vulnerabilities. This long-range precision strike capability hinges on a critical prerequisite: real-time intelligence on the carrier's location. Aircraft carriers are not stationary targets. They traverse the oceans at speeds of 30 knots, shifting their position by tens of kilometers per hour. Achieving detect and destroy requires an integrated sensor network comprising space-based reconnaissance satellites, maritime surveillance radars, electronic reconnaissance aircraft, and long-endurance UAVs. This constitutes the DF-27 system's greatest vulnerability: its heavy reliance on space assets. Should the U.S. military disable some of China's reconnaissance satellites with anti-satellite weapons during wartime, or implement large-scale electronic jamming to sever data links, the missiles could effectively become blind. Recognizing this vulnerability, China is simultaneously developing alternative solutions. For instance, the recently revealed Xindiao twin airframe high-altitude, long-endurance UAV boasts large payload capacity and extended endurance, enabling sustained tracking of fleets beyond enemy air defense zones. Additionally, China is testing multi-source fusion algorithms that integrate non-traditional intelligence sources, such as commercial satellites, fishing vessel eyes signals, and even social media geotags, to enhance redundancy and target localization. The emergence of the DF-27 aligns with China's anti-access area denial strategy developed over recent years. Historically, the U.S. military relied on aircraft carriers to project power, frequently deploying fleets to adversaries' doorsteps. Now, the DF-27 expands the range of its strike capability, enabling coverage of Guam, Diego Garcia, and even more distant waters from China's coastal regions. For aircraft carriers seeking to intervene in Western Pacific affairs, both the cost and risks have multiplied. U.S. analysts and media outlets have recently published consecutive reports indicating China is accelerating the operational deployment of a new medium-range hypersonic missile, the one referred to externally as the DF-27. Satellite imagery, test trajectory analysis, and equipment feature comparisons reveal mounting evidence that this missile has not only entered intensive testing phases, but may have even achieved preliminary combat readiness. Crucially, the DF-27 is not a conventional ballistic missile, but a new weapon equipped with hypersonic glide vehicles. These vehicles can perform lateral maneuvers upon atmospheric re-entry, while maintaining speeds exceeding Mach 5. Far surpassing the intercept capabilities of existing ship-based anti-missile systems. A 2024 simulation exercise by the U.S. Naval War College revealed that, when confronted with high-speed anti-ship warheads possessing terminal maneuvering capabilities, the Aegis system aboard Arleigh-Burke-class destroyers achieved an interception success rate of less than 20%. Globally, China is widely recognized as the leader in hypersonic weapon development. While the U.S. Army's L-HW program has yet to achieve mass deployment, and the Navy's intermediate hypersonic weapon program has been delayed until after 2025, China's DF-17 has been in service for years. The DF-27 has advanced directly to near intercontinental range, leading in both operational reach and penetration capabilities. This represents not merely a breakthrough in a single weapon, but the maturation of an entire combat system. Although the PLA rocket force has yet to issue any official statement regarding the existence or mission of the DF-27 missile, evidence ranging from U.S. military reports to images circulating on social media suggests this legendary hypersonic missile has likely already quietly joined China's strategic deterrence arsenal, becoming another crucial tool for safeguarding national security.